Hi, how's it going, everyone? I am Natalie Rand, and I am here to go with you through some fantastic modifications and variations. So we've been working on like this past week. We did like a very classical Pilates introductory, like kind of a beginner intermediate session. So today I want to go back and actually do a modified version. So if you have anything going on, it's a little bit more approachable and a little bit more beginner. All right. I am your Pilates, yoga, and Ayurvedic practitioner. So I have all kinds of nutritional and health advice to offer you, and I'm excited to take you through something very fresh and exciting today. All right, I'll bring you down here with me, and then we'll get started. Okay. So last week it started standing, and one of the things we went and got into was the whole concept of moving and flowing through the movements. Yeah. As it relates to Pilates, you can really get like a lot of cardiovascular health and support when you constantly are moving, move to move. But when it's new to you, it's a little bit more difficult because obviously if it's brand new, you can't move as quickly because you kind of need to know the sequence. So this week we're going to go and we'll attempt to do things a little bit more sequence-wise, one thing after another, with the idea that I'll talk you through what's going to happen, and then I'll move through so that way you can actually do it with me. All right. So we'll start with our hundreds, and I'll kind of speak through just the basic 101, which classically speaking, all Pilates that is classically based should start with the hundreds in terms of beginner form and end with the spine stretch forward, right? And that whole sequence can really just be a beautiful daily thing that can be done with no issues. And even if you are injured, there are ways for you to work with that small sequence. Yes. So an example would be if you're someone who is pregnant and you can't lay on your back, right? You could potentially stand up into your hundreds. Yes. If you are if you're injured and you are unable to get on the ground, you can actually potentially sit and do hundreds, right? So this is very much some of the things that Joe Pilates did borrow from yoga in terms of the breathing exercises, it being diaphragmatic, the flow, and really one of the big differences, if you want to ask, like, what is the difference between Pilates and yoga? Well, number one, Pilates also has come with this beautiful array of apparatus, right? Equipment, not machines, because we move apparatus and machines move us, right? So that's one of the very basic differences. Pilates tends to be more linear and long, and it's very core focused, right? And with yoga, we know that there are a series of different poses. They all are in relationship to the incredible Sanskrit language in terms of how, like, what their meanings are, and it's a sister science to Ayurveda, as well as all the exercises do have health benefits, and the contraindications that exist are, also incredibly thorough. You can find a lot of different steps and lots of different poses that can be done, anytime versus something that can't be done at all, right? Like if it's like, okay, I'm super advanced, or this particular breath work is not for someone who has cardiovascular issues. So I just want to clarify that, and I hope that makes a lot of sense to you. Okay, so let's get started. We will start with some Pilates. I'll always talk you through what something should look like and maybe in a situation if you need to avoid it. Okay, so we'll start with the knees bent. And this exercise can be done standing as well, with the feet in Pilates V, which looks like this, and the body leaning slightly forward. I'm going to do it lying down on my back, and this is going to be a nice modification to start with. You'll inhale, reach the arms all the way above you. Exhale, bring the arms down to the side of the waist. This is a nice opportunity for you to make sure that your ribs don't flare up and out, and that you keep your legs pressed into the ground. Always think of your mat or any apparatus that you have underneath you as an opportunity for you to utilize it to get deeper into your body, right? So just because we're not on apparatus doesn't mean that our body is not actually working with the mat. While the mat is here, we can press our feet down to the floor. We can float our arms up. Feel our back, the triangle shape of our back, right? Where the shoulder girdle's on the mat, the pelvis is on the mat. That's a nice indication. It's almost like you are like making an imprint on the floor, and pulling the abdomen in is going to help you really feel gravity pull you down and anchor into the ground. Exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, breathe the arms up. Ribs are going to stay humble. Exhale, bring the arms down. One more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, bring the body up. Climb up, climb up, climb up. You can stay down if it's too much for you. Another quick tip with Pilates, usually you're breathing in through the nose, exhale through the mouth. You're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Let's pump the arms for the hundreds. Breathe in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Into your nose, out through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. 5 more. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. If you feel it in the neck, you can drop the head and continue pumping the arms. Inhale. 2 more. 1 more time. Exhale, 2, 3, relax, right? Rest the head down, reach the arms above you. Flex through the heels. Today we're going to have the heels stay together, and then the feet are going to stay in parallel. So the big toes will connect if possible. Arms reach all the way up. Exhale, roll the spine all the way upright, reaching forward. Reach for 3, reach for 2, reach for 1. If you can't come all the way up, you can come to that halfway point, right? Where you either bring yourself up here and then release down, or climb the back of the hamstrings, right? And release down. You're going for the full expression of the movement. Reach forward, drop the head 1, pull the navel back 2, and 3, roll the body all the way back down as you squeeze the inner thighs together if you come all the way up. Your goal is to pretend that you're going to keep the heels in the same place, and it'll give you a nice anchoring as you descend, right? Squeeze the heels, squeeze the heels, squeeze the heels. And twice more. Exhale, reach it forward for 3, and 2, and 1. Roll the spine all the way back down. Notice my knees are trying to stay bent. And once more, exhale, reach. 2, 3, bring the body down. Feel the shoulder blades melt down your back as you descend. Fingertips keep reaching and reaching and reaching, and place the hands down to the side of the waist, all right? From this position, we're going to scoot forward a little bit. Oh, yeah, stay in the frame. Reach the legs all the way up. All right, and you're just going to do small little lifts and lower, right? This is a nice little preparation for rollover. And last week we did, I showed you a little demonstration of rollover, but it's like you're lifting the body up as you squeeze the inner thighs together. You're not hiking the hips up and dropping them down. You're squeezing the inner thighs together really tight, pressing your palms into the mat so your triceps turn up, and you're trying to bring your hips off and then release. So if you can't really do that without swinging your legs, keep it tiny. Keep it tiny. You're still getting the work. Pull the navel in, feel the cable muscles and the inner thighs squeeze together, and then bend the knees and relax, all right? So if you want to try that again, you can exhale, lift, 2, small little hips, 3, squeeze the inner thighs, 4, 5, right? And release. Now, if you're going to go a little bit further, and you've done this before, your legs will swing to 45 degrees in front of you. They go up and over the head, right? This is the first variation. Separate the legs, peel the spine down the back. Legs come to 45 degrees. They open, they bring up and close. Notice there's space between my thighs and my belly. I'm not collapsing my feet. And peel. This is a great place to start if you have the ability to do the exercise. Exhale, bring the legs up and over. Press the palms into the floor. Separate the legs if you have any issues with your neck, or if your chest is fairly large. It's not ideal because you're going to get like this suffocation through the front of the chest, and then you go back to this beautiful modification, nice and small, lifting the legs and lowering the legs, right? And then if you graduate beyond that, the next step would be to let the legs go up and over the head and the toes tuck, and then you separate the legs, point through the toes and peel down. All right, all the while, your goal is to keep a little bit of space in the back of the head, so that way your cervical spine is not being pressed into the floor, and that's the back of the neck. Exhale, bring the legs up and over, push the palms down, separate the legs, peel, 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 close the legs, bend the knees, and rest, okay? So beautiful to have that, right? So I'm going to go back to the very beginning and do those 3 exercises. That way you get to do them with me, right? You get to see the demo of the hundreds, the roll-up, preparation for the rollover in that particular order, okay? Inhale, reach the arms up. I'm going to do half as much. Exhale, curl the head and shoulders, pump the arms, breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Exhale, 2, 3, relax the head, all right? So that was half of the hundreds. Arms reach up. We're going to do 3 roll-ups. Legs come together. Round your spine. Remember, if you're not coming up, you're just going here and releasing. Otherwise, you're going to bring your whole body all the way upright. Reach forward for 3. Pull the abdomen in 2. All this is pulling in and up. You're not trying to flatten the body to the legs. You're just reaching, reaching, reaching. Keep that thing. Bring the arms by the side of the ears. Exhale. Peel your body off like a banana peel. Reach forward for 3. Pulling the navel back. Keep space in between the thighs and the ribs. And then you're going to squeeze the inner thighs as you peel down. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. One more time. Exhale. Bring the body forward. Round your spine. Reach. 2. Squeeze the inner thighs. 3. Peel the body. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. All right. Got that done. Now, knees are going to bend into the chest. Squeeze them in. Stretch the legs all the way up. You have these little modified lifts and lower. Lift and lower. If you're doing the full expression, you'll go for it here. And peel. And we'll just do one of each. And up. Close and peel. Right from here, grab behind the right knee. Bend it into you. Stretch the right leg up. Bend the knee in. Stretch the leg up. Bend the knee in. Keep the leg long. Ankle circle. 3. 2. Really, really articulate through the foot. Reverse it for 3. 2. 1. Stay here. Press the hands down to the side of the waist. Draw a circle. If you want to be challenged, the leg will be long. You're going to circle the leg around for 3. 2. 1. Notice my pelvis is not moving. If your pelvis is moving and you cannot keep it still, bend this knee. Or minimize your circle. Switch it out. Same thing. Bend that knee into the chest. Extend it. And we'll repeat this as well. So that way you have the opportunity to look at it and then do it. One more time. Bend and extend. Ankle circle for 3. Articulate through your foot. 2 and 1. Reverse it for 3. 2 and 1. Good. Remember, if you want to challenge, you'll extend the leg. Circle around. Really pushing the opposite foot that's on the floor into the ground. And reverse it. If it's too hard on your back or if the pelvis is moving, you can bend this knee. Or you can minimize the circle, right? Where the leg stays up to the ceiling. Bend both knees. Stretch it on out, all right? And we're going to go into the next exercise. So, to repeat, bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Circle around. Circle around. Big circle around with the leg. Single leg circle. Reverse. Single leg circle. Notice my supported knee is trying to move. I have to make sure that I'm anchoring it. Bend the knee, stretch the leg. Bend the knee, stretch the leg. Ankle circle. 1, 2, reverse. 2, and circle around. Bring it back up. And circle around. Bring it back up. Reverse the other direction. Remember, you have the opportunity to bring the leg. Extend it out if you need to. Lower the legs. Reach the arms all the way up. Exhale. Round your spine. Look at my ribs. They want to come out. Ribs in, squeeze the legs together, round your spine, reach forward. Fingertips are going to go down, right? Bring your hips to the front of the mat. Squeeze the knees together for rolling like a ball, all right? If you find that when you rock on the floor that it's irritating to your spine, don't go for momentum. Start on the floor and stay tiny, right? Generally, this exercise is great when accompanied by a padded mat, yeah? And exhale. If it's okay for you to do the full roll, then you will. Squeeze the heels down toward the pelvis. Get the benefits of that connection in the kidney and lower back area. It's a little massage there. Stretch the left leg out and round the spine to low down, all right? From here, you have 2 options, head down or head up. One leg's reaching out, hug the knee in, and switch. Notice my head is down, right? This is a great place to be, especially if you have any neck issues or you've done a surgery anything like that. If you want to challenge yourself, you bring the head and shoulders up for 5 and 4. You can repeat the whole thing, and 3, and you can do it 2, 1. All right, you can change it up. Modifications are amazing because it creates the space for you to do all the things and get the same benefits, and it looks different. It's like, that's a full win, right? So arms are going to reach up, bend the knees into the chest, hug the knees close to the body. All right, from here, if this is already challenging on the neck, drop your head down, right? If it feels good, you can stay in this position as you squeeze the knees close to the chest. I'm going to have you open the knees the distance of the shoulders as you squeeze your heels together. Inhale, reach the arms and legs away from the center. So this is the full expression of the movement, right? I'm just going to do 3 of these so you can see it. Squeeze your seat and heels together. One more time. Now, if it feels like this is too hard on my neck, drop your head down and you can reach the arms and legs out. It's actually sometimes more challenging to keep the head and shoulders onto the floor. And 1. And then another one you can do is put the hands behind the head, keeping them here, right? Reach the legs out and bring them in and bring them out. So you have a little support in the back, right? And bring them out. If your neck is okay and you just want to do the belly, maybe your hip flexors are tight and you don't want to extend the legs and bend them, you can keep the head and shoulders close. Inhale, reach the arms out. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hug. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hug. All right, and release. All right, so we're going to do 3 of the single leg stretch just to kind of give you another opportunity to do it with the flow. All right, so we'll start with the first one, which was the single leg. Then we'll do the next one, which is the double leg, right? That'll be 2 out of the 5. Here we go, right? Look toward the center, make sure the gaze is up. Pull the right knee into the chest, extend the left leg out, and then switch knees. Switch knees. So this is fully modified, head is down. I've chosen that one. This one, good. One more time, and then we'll do double leg stretch. Both knees come in, reach, exhale. If you want more of a challenge, you can lower the legs. Try not to protrude the belly, right? The belly should be going downward. Squeeze it in, right? Reach and relax, all right? Moving into the double straight leg stretch, right? If you feel any discomfort or pain during the process or it's too fast for you, you can slow down the video if you're watching it in a replay, or you can do it at your own speed, right? Make double time instead of single time, yeah? Right leg reaches up, left leg reaches out, so this is going to be the single leg. When you're here, if you don't want to bring your head and shoulders up, you can press your hands down, just pulse the scissor. Pulse the scissor. And remember, if the legs can't straighten because you have tight hamstrings, you can still keep the knees slightly bent and have your goal be to reach the leg towards you and the other one away, all right? Now, if you want a little bit more, you can keep the leg there and climb up as you look toward the abs. Try not to pull the leg towards you. Keep the leg away as you go toward the leg, and then you really get access to the abs. If that's too hard for you today, that's okay. It's just something, there's a goal that you can have, right? Exhale, pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull, and switch. So it's a nice balance of you coming to the leg coming to you. Try and reach as high as you can. Catch the calf, catch the knee, whatever it is that you can do, and then add the breath. So exhale. Good. And if you want to do this slower, right? Or if you feel like, I can't keep this going because my head is hurting, both hands can go behind the head, you can continue to pulse. Pulse, pulse. Pulse, pulse. Pulse, pulse. Pulse, pulse. Elbows stay open. Now, if it's too much on the neck, even in this position, drop the head. And you're still getting the benefits of the exercise. This is the beauty of Pilates. There's so many ways to do the exercise and really get the full benefit, all right? Bend the knees and rest. Double straight leg stretch, all right? So from here, hands are gonna go behind the head. Similar to earlier when we had our legs all the way up. Left and right leg goes to the sky, squeeze the inner thighs together, starting with the elbows pressed onto the mat. The ribs are not poking out, they're connected. You feel the abs and the inner thighs. You're gonna lower the legs for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lift, and 2, 2, 3, exhale, lift, and 3. Keep squeezing, 2, 3, exhale, lift, and 4, 2. So it's nice and modified. You can do it. Soften the knees if it's too hard on the flexors. Great. Now from here, curl the head and shoulders up, right? You have the opportunity to make it more. Do even more if you want. Otherwise, you can bend the knees and do the same thing, right? Or if you're feeling anything in the back, bada bing, bada boom, right? You put your hands underneath the pelvis. You can lower the legs and exhale, bring them up. Now, don't modify with the hands under the pelvis just so you can have bigger movement. The goal is for you to get deeper into the intercostal muscles in your abdomen, right? You don't want to create big movement thinking big things are getting done, right? You should be able to feel things even if it's not a large expression of movement. So let's do that again. Both hands come behind the head. And then at the end, we're going to have a quiz. And we're going to do the whole 5 series. See if you remember these exercises. Curl the head and shoulders up. All right. If you're keeping your head down, so be it. Lower the legs for 1, 2, 3, and exhale, lift, and 2. So it should take you 3 counts to get the legs down and squeeze them to bring them up. Lower. 2, 3, exhale, lift, and lower. 2, 3, and exhale, lift, and 2 more. Even if you can lower the legs more, really honor your belly. And if it starts to push out, that's your stopping point. Good. Bend the knees and relax. All right. I hope that went really well for you. From here, we're going to go to the crisscross. So pull the knees into the chest. All right. So we did the single leg. We did the double leg. We did the single straight leg stretch. We did the double straight leg stretch. We're going to do the crisscross. So curl the head and shoulders up. Reach the left leg out. Twist and switch. Notice while I'm down here, the goal is to bring the back rib up and off the floor. Elbows open as wide as you can. If you feel strain in the neck, don't. Bring it on down. And maybe just do the knees. Knees. All right? It could be a toe tap instead of a whole expression, right? So I'm going to do the first variation, which is just tapping the toes. I'm not even going to twist my body, just to keep it really simple. You're going to come in with the knee. Opposite foot is like toes in the pond. Curl the head and shoulders up. All right? So this is a nice modification. The knee comes into the chest. The toe taps into the water. Knee, toe tap, right? My head and shoulders are off the floor, right? And I feel this, but it's something that lets me know I can challenge myself a little bit more. But this is perfectly good. Right? If you want to keep the head down, you can still get something out of it. As long as you're not overarching in the back, pull the abdomen in and up. Should feel okay. Right? If you want to go further, you can just simply extend the leg. Right? Extend the leg. Extend the leg. And you should feel something. Extend the leg. It may be more in the legs than the belly, depending on your body. Right? And then we're going to graduate again. So curl the head and shoulders up. And then just stretch the leg. Stretch. So the knees coming into the body. All right. And then once you feel like I have this, it's easy, or I have this and I want to be challenged further, then you can twist toward the knee that's coming to you. Notice I'm not trying to bring my elbow to the knee. That's not the goal. The goal is for me to twist and feel the abdomen as you pull the knees into the chest. And that's the end, right? And then when you want to go further, you can bring the body up higher. Twist and bring it up. Twist, right? And eventually you just are in that position. So we did plenty, all right? So, are you ready for the challenge of going through all 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 3 of each, nice and simple. Are you ready? Are you set? Let's go. All right. Lie onto your back. Right knee comes in. Modified version, pull it in. 1. Switch. 2. Switch. 3. Next exercise, knees into the chest. Inhale, reach. 1. Hug. 2. Hug. 3. Single leg stretch. Same thing. And stretch. And 2. Right? And this speed may be different based on how long your legs are. Right? Both knees into the chest. Legs reach up. And lower. 2, 3. Lift. 2, 2, 3. Lift. 3, 2, 3. Lift. You should feel this almost like your hands are making an imprint in the floor. Chest is open, abdomen's connected. And finally, knees are going to bend. And you're going to stretch one toe toward the ground, toe toward the ground, just tapping into the pond water. Tap, and tap, tap, and tap. Good, rest. All right? So all of those exercises can be done 3, 5, 10. And each one you can elevate the exercise. All right? Stretch the arms and legs out. Exhale, roll the spine all the way up. And then separate the legs the distance of the mat, all right? This is one of my favorite exercises because it looks very simple, but it is not if it's done well, yeah? So you have two options. You can either extend the legs in front of you. If that's not in your wheelhouse and you feel like your pelvis is tucked underneath, which we've discussed before, that means you need to sit down in a chair or place something underneath your pelvis. The goal with this exercise is for you to keep your spine long, arms reach long, and then exhale, round your back. And just for the purpose of the video, so you can actually see the progression of what's happening in my back. It's an exercise called spine stretch forward. The goal is to stretch your spine, yeah? So if your spine is being stretched, you're in a good place. In order for you to stretch your spine has to get long, arms have to reach, and then you're utilizing your abdomen to squeeze the belly in to open up the back of the spine. And then you're activating the lower system, which is your pelvis, glutes, your hip bones. They're going to sit down, and then slowly each vertebra is going to stack all the way up until the shoulder girdle starts on top of the pelvis, the cervical spine goes up, and the crown of the head balances all the things, right? Again, exhale, round your spine. So this can be done in a chair. If this is too hard on the deltoids or your arms, you can also put the hands behind the head. And if you really, really, really want to simplify it, you can use no arms at all, right? I'm going to switch my legs in front for the formality. Take a nice deep inhale. My hands are on this imaginary table. They're reaching like two sharp razors. And I'm going to exhale and pierce the wall, imaginary wall in front of me as I pull my navel in and dump the air. Squeeze the abdomen up as high as you can to keep that C curve. Feel the legs get strong underneath you. Activate them and then stack the vertebra. Stack the vertebra. Leave the shoulders down. Stack the vertebra. Stack the vertebra. Press your imaginary table. Get taller, taller, taller. Like someone's going to lift you off the ground, and then you're going to exhale again. Dump the air. Get taller, 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 taller. Press your imaginary table and relax, all right? So the way that we can basically graduate that exercise is by putting the legs in front of us. And when you're here with the legs in front of you, if you are available to that, the legs activate. So the glutes engage, the legs engage, the heels reach, and then you dump the air as you round the spine forward, right? So the body is not dead underneath. The legs are active, and they're lifting your body up. They're lifting you up, right? If the legs are crossed, same thing. You're lifting the waist, you're reaching the arms, and you're dumping the air, right? When it's done correctly, the quadratus lumborum muscles in the back, these two muscles are feeling very activated, as well as the deltoids. The abdomen and even the lower systems are really working to get you all the way stacked on top of your pelvis, yeah? It's an amazing feeling in your spine, and it just helps you strengthen because, unfortunately, most of us are looking downward most of the time, so you get to really activate those posterior muscles behind you, okay? All right, one more thing before we start to wrap up. I cannot believe we're already close to the end. What? I can't believe it. All right, let's do one last wonderful stretch, right? We'll go into all fours. Tuck your toes. This is one of my favorites. Reach one foot behind you, stretch out the heel. Palms are downward, and you're just going to stretch out your calf. If you want a little bit more, you can push your hands down and lift your hips up and have one knee bent and get a fuller expression, almost like an elephant position in Pilates or a downward dog for yoga. And this is a great place to modify. So you're just stretching the gastrocnemius, the back of your calf muscle. Breathe and press the palms down. Again, breathe and press the palms down. One more time, breathe. Hips go up, drop the head, feel the stretch behind the heel, right? Make your hips even on both sides. And then lower the body, same thing, switch. Obviously, if you have any wrist issues, or maybe not so obviously, you always want to check in with your GP before you start any new exercise, but if it's hard for you to be on your wrist or your palms, you can go to your fist, or you can stand up, right? You can stand up in front of a wall and do the same thing. Give me 2 more breaths. And then if you want to graduate, go ahead and let your hips go up. They're going to try and be even on both sides. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. And out. And you always think of being creative in your stretching and your workouts. There's always a way to do it. You might not be able to do it seated. You might not be able to do it all the way upright, but you can even do it with your legs on the wall. All right? So in these movements, try your best to find what works for you. And as always, it's always a pleasure to be able to share this with you and do these movements and these small little snippets of movement together. So I'll see you here next Thursday. Remember, you don't have to do it alone. We can do it together at 1 p.m. All right? I will see you. I'm Natalie Rand signing off. Until next time. Ciao.